Hello, so today we are going to study physiology. What is the first topic of physiology? Is basically we are going to talking about resting membrane potential. That what is the potential of a resting membrane in a cell? Okay, so let me describe or explain you this concept with the help of a graph. Imagine this is your 0, this is minus 60 millivolt is what? I will tell you, this is the resting membrane potential for skeletal muscles. This is the normal. Then suddenly in a cell, what happens? The sodium influx started. So what is happening here? Sodium is going inside the cell, influx. So if this is a normal cell, okay, inside the cell there is basically potassium, and outside the cell there is sodium. Okay, so what happened? Because of sodium influx, the resting membrane potential goes up, and we call it as depolarization. Then after reaching a certain point, this resting membrane potential start to decrease. Because of what? To maintain equilibrium, the potassium goes outside, so potassium efflux. Now it should be goes to resting membrane potential, that is minus 60, but because of some leaky potassium channels, it goes more towards negative side. Then to restore the membrane potential to like minus 60, in every cell there is something called sodium potassium ATPase pump. And what happen in these pumps? Basically they take back resting membrane potential to its original form, that is basically minus 60 millivolt. Okay, so here what is happening now? See, the sodium is already goes inside the cell too much. The sodium is already goes too much inside the cell. Okay, and potassium goes out, efflux. Now in what this sodium potassium ATPase pump do? Here this inside sodium and outside potassium, there is different type of movement. Basically the sodium is going out through this pump, sodium potassium ATPase pump, and potassium is going inside the cell to maintain obviously its equilibrium. So in normal cell, what? The potassium is inside now, so how it will goes inside again? By this sodium ATPase pump. What is the ratio of them? The simple thing, sodium and potassium. So if 3 goes in, then 2. Okay, this potassium is always less. Okay, now this is the ratio. So if someone asks you which take back membrane resting potential to its normal, that is sodium potassium ATPase pump. Okay, now what is the sodium influx? We called it depolarization, when this sodium is going inside the cell. Okay, this starting thing. Okay, second thing is repolarization. Repolarization means cell is again coming back to its normal state. It's by potassium. And the third is hyperpolarization. Who is doing this hyperpolarization thing? I already told you, it is done by potassium. To be very precise, potassium leaky channels. Now I will tell you some resting membrane potentials. Resting membrane potential for muscles, skeletal muscles, basically skeletal muscles, is minus 60 to minus 70 millivolt. Okay, for our heart muscles, it's minus 90 millivolt. And there is something called pacemaker of the heart. Who is the pacemaker of our heart? pacemaker of our heart is SA node. SA node, and its resting membrane potential is minus 60 millivolt. I will tell you about this pacemaker thing little bit later. Okay, so that's all for resting membrane potential. Thank you.